Hey, this is Matt once again. What about to the video? The paid request this time for Jonathan Lindsey. Thank you so much for that. He's been very generous. I appreciate it. As well as all out there who've sent in requests. Thank you. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, reviews, topics, whatever it may be, reactions, commentaries, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And this is for the Batman, the animated series episode, The Lion and the Unicorn, which, for what I understand, is the last episode of Batman, the animated series. I guess it wasn't meant to be the last episode, but it came out to be. Because it's not like a big gargantuan, we don't end a franchise, you end the series type of episode. It's an episode mainly on Alfred the Butler and on a villain called Red Claw, who we last saw in a Catwoman episode. Unless this was when they moved to... Again, the way I looked at it, they made it seem as if this was the last episode. I was the last episode on before they retooled it, or what the whole deal was. You have the older Robin, Dick Grayson, in this. Of course, you have Batman. Like I said, you have Alfred. He gets word that his cousin is in trouble. He has to go to London, England. I like where Bruce goes, London, England? Well, there's only one London, Master Bruce. One thing leads to another. Alfred gets kidnapped, and you find out that Alfred was, I guess, part of an intelligence agency. He wasn't in the field, but him and this other guy know the codes for this missile silo. And Red Claw, this female villain, voiced by Kate Mulgrew. Yes, Star Trek Voyager herself, Captain Janeway, Kate Mulgrew. That again, she was in the Catwoman episode. And pretty much she wants 5 billion pounds, or she uses the missile silo. And she pretty much gives them truth serum to get the info out. Batman realizes something up, takes Robin. I don't know why, but I noticed that Dick Grayson it looked like he was doing some gymkhana. He was doing some training shirtless. I guess I just thought it was weird because Alfred kept watching him. I'm like, he's watching this young guy shirtless doing gymkhana. I don't know why that came to mind. I'm like, Alfred, something you want to tell us we don't know about, or just your teams or whatever? I'm making a joke. And then chunk of the episode is Batman and Robin going to this castle. There's certain traps, bad guys, nice pieces of animation. I would say, either when Batman pulls a guy into the water, or there's a bunch of guys and one swoops in, the other swoops in, take out bad guys while the people in front don't notice. I thought it was kind of weird that for an episode that seems to be mostly about Alfred, he spends most of it tied to a chair. So you don't really get a whole lot of detail on what Alfred could do in the intelligence agency. There's a little bit early on that he beats these two a little bit with an umbrella. He does knock one out much later. But there's not a whole lot that really showcases full abilities as an intelligence agency, but I guess that's why they have the line, he wasn't a field agent. And I don't need Alfred jumping off the walls as if he was Yoda in Attack of the Clones. I'm not saying that. But, you know, really not much about his analyzing skills or using his brain to outwit the villain or anything of the sort. Again, there's nice pieces of animation when they're swiping enemies or using gas grenades to take out the bad guys. Like I said, the voice work is nicely done. Nice to have Kate Mulgrew there. I didn't grow up with Star Trek Voyager, but I've seen her in a few stuff. I think she was in Remo Williams with Fred Ward, rest in peace Fred Ward, which I quite enjoy Remo Williams, so I remember more from that than Star Trek Voyager, but I've seen a few clips of that to know of the show. And Red Claw, you know, she's a villain that I don't mind the voice Don't mind the actress. She's viable to use a machine gun and such. Not really a momentous villain. I mean, it's alright. I mean, the fact that she's called Red Claw makes this basically think of Red Lobster. But I mean, decent design. But it's not like a villain that would catch on to be a big old villain of sort. Again, I just find it weird that I like to know the details of how this became like the last episode, whether of the season or of the show, how that worked out, or if they had maybe some other plan, or a lot of times episodes are shown out of order. Maybe this was the case. Overall, yeah, some nice Batman stuff. Getting the missile, getting his bat plane, shooting the missile down, saving London. Nice heroic moment for Batman. Some decent moments of them and him and Robin kicking some ass in the second act while they're going around this castle. Then very competent animation, like a lot of the episodes were at this time. The music, although I think the earlier seasons the music felt a bit stronger, it was serviceable here. Like I said, it just Alfred, after a point, it seemed like it was his episode, and then he was just tied to a chair. He really didn't have much to do. Red Claw, I like Kate Mulgrew, but it's a pretty in one or out the other type of villain. Even her plan, I want 5 billion pounds or I use a missile. I guess just to get rich. We compare the villains like the Riddler with all the his frame of mind and psychosis, and of course Joker and even Penguin or Two-Face with that schizo. Red Claw just seems, other than she's female, it's like, she just someone who wants money. So it's not really, like I said, memorable villain. I guess serviceable is the better way to put it. But yeah, overall, I didn't mind it for what it was. Again, the fact, if this was the final episode, it seems like wow, that's kind of almost a little bit of a whimper. But I guess in a way it's kind of fitting. Batman does something heroic, shoots a missile out, saves the day, saves the city, in this case London. Which is funny because Gotham City is made up city, but they have a real city like London in here. Because in DC says like we got Metropolis and all these made up cities, but we have London, England as well. So it's like, okay, so there is real cities in this. It's not just everything made up. So and kind of interesting. I guess it's like Superman 2, where the movie, you have Metropolis, but then saves Lois, and you had the Superman 3, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yeah, Superman 4, which is weird because I thought it was Metropolis, but then there's the Statue of Liberty, so I'm like, is this Metropolis, or did they go to New York, or is Metropolis New York? Less said about Superman 4, the better. So DC has always been trying to have that weird, I guess, middle ground to it with DC Comics, DC Universe. Is alive, is a Memorex. I mean, the voice work, Kevin Conroy, once again, does a good job as Batman. Like I said, I wish Alfred had a little bit more to do, or maybe a little bit more showcasing his full skills that he had as an intelligence agent. Maybe if he had Red Claw and another villain, team up with her and Two-Face, or her and Penguin, or her and... Well, Joker wouldn't do it, but maybe that would have helped a little bit. But so overall, not bad. I would say the second half, like I said, decent bits of animation with them escaping some of the traps of the castle. Like I said, some of the movements, like them being stealthy, swiping enemies while others don't notice. Like all that stuff was fun to watch. It was an easy way to kill 20-some minutes of running time. And not a bad episode. It's not like Batman in My Basement or any of those bad episodes. So, a decent one. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.